After working in this industry for over 10 years, 12 years to be exact, and helping thousands of people lose weight, there are 3 very common mistakes that I see most people making. And if you didn't make these mistakes, I promise you your body would change so fast. And I'm going to outline exactly what these 3 mistakes are. And I'm going to help you avoid them at all costs. All right, so lock into this video, hit the like button right now. Shout out to the Brix squad, I love you guys. And let's jump right into this one. The first mistake, and this is the most common one. I've been a victim of this. Many of my clients have also been a victim of this. It's simply not tracking your calories or not accurately tracking your calories. At the end of the day, guys, I don't care what diet it is, the keto, the Mediterranean, the South Beach diet, intermittent fasting, it all comes down to being in a calorie deficit. So if you are eating nothing but kale salads and chicken breasts, if you're eating too many calories in kale salads and chicken breasts, you will not lose weight. So it is imperative that you know how many calories you're ingesting and you are doing this accurately and consistently over time. Very, very, very important, right? You can't manage what you don't measure. Here are the tools that you need. Now, again, I say this all the time, it's not convenient, it's not fun tracking your calories. For some people, it's not sustainable. I understand that. But for at least a period of time, you should use one of these apps and track everything you eat just to train your eyeball. I like to call it developing calorie awareness. All right, so now they even have apps where you can take a picture of your meal and it automatically tracks it. You don't even have to weigh it anymore. I don't know how accurate that is, but it's so much better than trying to guess. Second thing, people try to do these unsustainable, unrealistic, boring ass diets and they're doing entirely too much cardio. I decided to combine these 2 mistakes because they usually are hand in hand. Usually when we go on diets, it's let me start doing cardio and let me start eating dry ass chicken breasts and brown rice. No, that shit does not work. And at this point, I'm pretty sure you guys can agree with me on that. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's been on the dry ass chicken breast kick for a minute. So I want you guys to focus on this part of the video because I wanted to find a way to really illustrate what's a realistic approach to, let's talk about the diet part first, right? What's a realistic approach to changing your diet? Now, most of us, if you're anything like me, you started your weight loss journey on the heels of eating fast food pretty much every day. I ate fast food every day, at least 6 days a week, sometimes twice a day. All right, so if you're in that place, it doesn't make sense for you to start meal prepping chicken breasts and brown rice and think that you're gonna be able to stick to it. Here's a more realistic approach. So most of us start off like this, right? This was my go-to meal, double quarter pounder with cheese, French fries, and a large Coke. And then we switch to the meal prep, dry ass chicken breast with brown rice. No, it doesn't work like that. This is a more realistic approach. How about we start off with that, right? We start off with the double quarter pounder with cheese meal, right? That's day 1. Right, we start right there, but I say day 1. How about we just switch to a double cheeseburger, right? So downsizing the size of the burger, adding a salad and a Diet Coke. So we're just replacing the French fries and switching from regular Coke to Diet Coke. And we just stay there for a month or 2, right? I don't want to say a month or 2, but however long it takes for you to adjust to that being your new normal, and then you transition from that meal, right? The double cheeseburger with the salad and the Diet Coke, and then maybe you switch over to eating Chick-fil-A. You eat a grilled chicken sandwich with a salad and a Diet Coke, right? So there's the progression there. You're going from one level to the next. Now, the next level from there, again, your grilled chicken from Chick-fil-A, and then we transition to maybe eating a chicken burger at home. We just start cutting up the fast foods in general, right? We maybe have a few little chips and a salad. The salad's not pictured here, and a Diet Coke, right? Sustainable changes, but I'm still making changes, and these changes are enough to start to see my body change. Now we go from that, and then we may graduate after 2 months, 3 months, however long it takes for you to progress through this cycle to the meal prep food, something that's a lot more clean, right? But you're not going directly from the double quarter pounder cheese meal to, the meal prep meal. You're going through a progression, right? This is more sustainable. Now let's talk about the too much cardio piece. I was a victim of this. I was a cardio bunny because I hated weights. I didn't know what the hell I was doing on those machines. So I figured the safest thing for me to do is to do cardio. But here's the downsides of doing too much cardio. The first thing, it definitely slows your metabolism. It causes muscle loss. Now, especially when you're in a calorie deficit. So if you're combining the dry ass chicken breast with the brown rice and broccoli and a bunch of cardio and you're not lifting weights, you're going to lose muscle, and this is going to affect your metabolism. Second thing, doing a lot of cardio actually makes you hungrier. So you want to pay attention to that, right? Most of the times we burn calories while we're actually doing the cardio, but those calories that we're burning, because we're not burning anything else afterwards, right? And that's the main difference between cardio, the way that cardio affects fat loss and weight training, because when you're doing cardio, you're only burning during the cardio session, but when you're weight training, you're burning for hours upon hours after the weight training session. So not only are you just burning the calories during that session, but you're also probably increasing your cravings and your hunger, right? So which leads to you eating more calories. So a lot of the times the calorie balance is thrown off. You ended up not even increasing your calorie deficit because you're overeating. Next, the short-term versus long-term fat loss. Like I mentioned, when you're burning calories from weight training, you're burning all day. You're actually stoking your metabolism, creating a fat-burning inferno when you're building muscle. And if you're shaped a certain way, you do a bunch of cardio, you may get smaller, but you're gonna be shaped the same way. You're not gonna build muscle. You're not gonna build a physique just doing cardio. So those are the downsides, obviously, right? Here's my, I guess, percentage split, if you will, of cardio versus weight training. I think you should be doing 60 to 70% weights, 30 to 40% cardio. My split nowadays is probably 80-20. All right, so the next thing, boring ass diets. And I alluded to this earlier in the video about the dry ass chicken breast. We can't stick to it. You can't. I don't know why we think we can try to eat these whack-ass Tupperware meals and we think that we're gonna be able to magically stick to this for longer than 2 or 3 weeks, 2 months at most. It's just not realistic. They don't teach you balance. Now, the key to sustainable weight loss is to actually learn how to eat in a way that you can eat forever, which are going to include some of the foods that you deem as bad foods. You gotta be able to incorporate that stuff until you outgrow it, until you get to the point where you don't even crave it anymore. But there are ways to still incorporate the foods that you love while you're losing weight, and that is the key to sustainability, all right? So keep that in mind. Boring ass diets, they make life extremely awkward, because just because you're on this diet doesn't mean you're not gonna have birthday parties, doesn't mean that holidays are not gonna happen, doesn't mean that social gatherings aren't gonna happen. You have to be able to approach your weight loss journey with a more realistic mindset, right? You gotta be able to navigate all of these certain situations, and diets just don't make room for that. And they ignore your taste buds. Like I mentioned, the dry ass chicken breast, nobody likes to eat that shit. Nobody wants to eat it. So if you don't enjoy it, because we gotta enjoy our food. If you don't enjoy it, it's gonna be impossible for you to stick to it. All right, mistake number 3. A lot of us, we approach weight loss focusing on diet and exercise, and we totally ignore our mental and emotional health. That is a huge mistake, because stress and emotional eating, not to mention negative self-talk, that's the thing that probably sabotages your journey every single time, right? So it makes sense, especially for those of us who have failed multiple times, it makes sense for us to start our new journeys with this in mind, right? Keeping it in mind. Second thing, focusing on only the physical end of a weight loss journey, of a health journey, is a dead end. We've experienced hitting the dead end every single time we just focus on diet and exercise. We have to manage stress. We have to learn our triggers. We have to manage our emotions. We have to understand all of these other factors that play alongside of the diet and exercise piece, but we have to start our journey thinking about this from the very beginning, all right? How I do it personally. Now, this is my strategy. This is the way that I teach my clients. This is the way that I've learned to manage my stress, to manage my emotions, to learn my triggers. All of these things that help me sustainably change my diet is through mindfulness. Journaling. Journaling is a powerful, powerful practice that has revolutionized my life. That sounds dramatic, and I hope it does, because it has dramatically improved my life. It has helped me improve my relationship with myself. It has taught me things about my mind, about my heart, about my habits, about my patterns, about my triggers, things that we all need to know in order to create changes in our behaviors. You have to learn this stuff. You have to understand what's happening on a very deep level. So these are the two tools that I use personally. Now, a powerful tool for you to use, but only if you're tired of the same roller coaster that you've been on when it comes to this health journey, this weight loss journey. I created a book that could possibly put me out of business, because with this book, you won't need a coach anymore. It teaches you how to customize your meal plan. It teaches you how to customize your workout program. It teaches you how to implement the mindset stuff leveraging AI, specifically ChatGPT. So take advantage. We're still running the Black Friday, the Cyber Monday Black Friday deal, where you're getting, I think, 40% off. So click the link in the description and buy this book. And please leave me a review. Anybody who has bought the book, let me know what you think about the book. Share with the community how helpful it's been for you. And if it sucks, say, hey, Brix, this fucking book sucks. Put that in the comment section as well. All right. Again, guys, hit the like button. Hopefully this video was helpful. And remember, the body that you want is owned by a higher version of yourself. So evolve. Peace.